Hi, palettes, pouts, perfumes and panning, and I'm here to swatch the Thank You for Being a Friend palette by Peachy Queen, as requested by several people in the panning group and on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and start swatching, and I'm going to use brushes, and I have a tiny little bit of a primer underneath. It is the Wet n Wild primer that I used, so it's an inexpensive primer. So just to give you an idea what it's like with a primer, I'm going to start swatching, and I have 3 and 5 brushes, so I have 8 brushes. I have 9 colours, so I may have to use my finger for one of the shades, but you will get a very accurate idea of the swatches. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a little outline, and the first shade I'm going to swatch is pink, and they are a little tiny bit powdery, but these brushes were meant for packing colour on, not really for putting down colour, so you have to allow for that in the video. So that's the first colour, which is Maw, which is a beautiful baby, bordering on between a baby pink and a powder pink. Now the second shade is called Stay Golden, and that is the yellow. I'm going back over the hearts that I had drawn. Now the purpose of these brushes is for laying down colour in specific places, as in on the eye line, or to use with gel liner, or to use on the brows. So it really isn't for just putting eyeshadow, but that's what I'm using them for tonight, because I wouldn't have enough of my regular brushes for the purpose of the video. So I hope you understand. Now the third one is the tan, and I've seen a couple of people saying it's not a nice shade. Well, they're very wrong, because it actually is. It's a very light tan, and it looks specifically lovely just above for those with hooded eyes, just above the line, or for blending, or for going into the outer corner and blending inward. That's the tan, and that was actually one of my favourite colours in the palette. So we've done the pink. The powder is kicking up because, like I said, those brushes weren't specifically meant for this type of thing, but they were all I have available to me at the minute, and I really wanted to do the swatches for those that requested them. So Now this is the one I have on my eyes tonight. It's the purple. And I really do like that one. The next one is the tan one, which is called Southern Belle. Which is just a shade that I would use to lay down before I would put any of my other colours on. Sorry, the candle is starting to smoke. I'm actually going to move it over here out of the way. So that is the tan, which, as I said, is called Southern Belle. And it is the perfect base shade. Now, we have the blue left, which is also a matte. One swatch, two swatches. Sky blue, beautiful. And finally we have the green. Another lovely shade. Now the last two are shimmers, which I appreciate that there's only two shimmers in the palette. Usually you're bombarded with shimmers. So I have one brush left. So what I'll try and do is use half one side and half the other. I'll go with the teal first on this side. And you can wet these with your setting spray or just basic water, whichever you prefer. And this is the purple. There's a little bit of shimmer in it. The teal doesn't, but the purple does. I have the purple on my eyes tonight. I have both purples. So those are all the shades together. And I just need to call out the names again in order. We have Ma, we have Stay Golden, we have Miami Beach, which is perfect. It's so perfect that I went and I located an old bottle of the JLo Miami perfume that I had from years back. I thought it was gone off at one stage, but I sprayed it tonight just to get the feel for the Miami video, Miami Beach. That is one of the nicest shades in the palette. I've seen people being a little bit critical of it, and not so. It is beautiful. Friend, Southern Belle, Picture It, Squad Goals, Slut Puppy, and Shady Pines. And I hope that gives you a good idea of what the colours are truly like and how accurate they are to the palette. And I've also seen a lot of negative comments about the palette, that it isn't really what the girls would have worn, or it isn't really whatever. But from what I can see of the palette, and being a Golden Girls fan since indeed it aired here where I live initially, which would have been not too far off from when it aired everywhere, I think that the colours are actually quite true to the colours that were worn back then, because back then we didn't use 2, 3 and 4 colours. And then I look, we used maybe a blue or a green, not so much purple, pink, yes, and maybe more cerise of a pink, and very little shimmer. So from what I can see, and my opinion, and it is only my opinion, everybody is entitled to their opinion, and if they differ from mine, that's fair enough, and I appreciate that everyone has an opinion and I respect their opinion. But to me, it is pretty much a colour palette that would have been appropriate in the era that the Golden Girls came out, the 80s. The pastel colours, I can remember wearing a pastel skirt with blues and the lime and the pink and the purple and the yellow. So to me it's perfect, and many's look can be got from it. The other evening I was just going to get some groceries and I wore the purple, the pink, and I put a little bit of tan in the socket, and that was the perfect look to go out with. You can vamp it up, you can add here, you can add there, you can use water on these to enhance them, or you can just use one specific colour and go with that, like the green with a little bit of eyeliner, brown eyeliner, or the purple or the blue with navy or black. So it is very, very versatile. Now I have no affiliation with the company that made it, Peachy Queen, but for me, as a Golden Girls fan and as somebody that remembers the colours that were worn back in the 80s, it gets a 10 out of 10. And Miami Beach, one of my favourites. So I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you enjoyed my review and my swatches, and if you did, give it the thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and for those who follow me on YouTube, thank you for being a friend to go to the Golden Girls. Thank you.